Hello, everybody. It is Saturday, the 19th of October. I want to talk again about what is happening to us at the moment. And everybody is we're going through a state of evolution, a spiritual evolution, the way of the butterfly. Yeah, we are turning into mush and we will come out beautiful, fluttering beings of light. Actually, this disintegration that we're going through is not an evolution. It's a revolution, which is a very different thing. I want to show you this here, and I want to talk about the real spiritual evolution. It is happening, and the two are happening side by side. They always do. Yeah, it is in times of great tribulation, that there is a spiritual awakening, because quite simply people, as I say, going through a tribulation and they're looking for solutions. And if it is no longer possible in the physical, they reach out into the spiritual. That is what we do, and that is actually a human being. That actually shows what a human being truly is. We are more than just the flesh. We do reach out. But I will come to the spiritual aspect of that in the end. Because what it is actually designed to do is a revolution. And then again, folks go into history. We've been through many revolutions, and we all know what it does. It changes the leadership. Something else is taking over to rule over you. That is what revolutions do. It's what they've done every time. It's not freedom for all. It has never done that. For a short period of time it might seem like it is, but then the truth will come to awareness. Sooner or later. Again, it's happening at the moment. We were not in a democracy. Communism was not communism. It is the few ruling over the many. It always was. And it will be once this is over. It's just a different bunch of the few that will be at the top. That's what's happening. They're fighting over the top. Anyway, now it's just these ideas that are being put into our heads about what is happening. And honestly, the sheep will take those ideas and they will believe them endlessly. They will believe their mantras, and the noise is getting so much that it is actually getting nearly impossible to think straight, even if we wanted to. This thing about we are disintegrating, we're going into a chrysalis state, and we're turning into mush, and this is evolution, and look at the butterfly. I mean, that's where the whole idea is coming from. Look at the butterfly. And even those that should know better, because they are in biology, supposedly, should know it's bullshit. Now, first of all, in nature as a whole, the butterfly is an exception. It's not the rule. Most living things in this world don't disintegrate. Evolution is something that happens slowly over time. First thing. Second thing, and that should be really obvious to all, we are not butterflies. We are not insects. Could we get out of insects' behavior? We are not insects. We're human beings. And thirdly, this life cycle of a butterfly is not evolution. It's not evolution. All butterflies do that during their life cycle. It does not evolve the species as a whole. The whole species does not continuously evolve into a greater state through it. The butterflies have stayed pretty much unchanged, again, for long periods of time. So this whole process is not a process of evolution. It's bullshit. Complete bullshit. And as touted by people that supposedly are biologists. Hello? Right, okay, that's the first thing. The next thing we're being touted, and again, sheep, run with it, yeah? And that is that we have built, we should not stand up, not for ourselves, not for what we have built as societies. Because apparently we are being told that all those institutions were built from the beginning with the idea, that they should be used to rule over us. Yeah? So we should let it all come down. Again, if our societies disintegrate, if we have nothing left to sustain ourselves, if there is no more order, there will be a revolution, and then something else will come and rule over us. That is how revolutions work. But this whole idea that everything was created from the beginning to rule over us, no, it wasn't. Again, that is a complete distortion of what is actually happening. Tell you something, our esteemed leaders, and if they have others, otherworldly beings that they're in cahoots with, well, it doesn't actually matter one way or another. That whole bunch, they are not creative beings. They do not create. Yeah? Or for the religious bunch, Satan created. The devil does not create. The devil is not a creative being. They don't. And as I said, if they're outer worldly beings, they are not creative beings, and then those our esteemed leaders that are in cahoots with them have become like them. They've lost the ability to create by making themselves like them. But that is what a human being is. It's one of the greatest things about us. We are creative beings. We have imagination, we have thought, we can think further out. Yeah? That is us. So whatever was created, institutions, systems, like justice system, political system, educational system, health system, was created by human beings. And I would say for the most part, it was created with the best of intentions, because that again is who we are. We are compassionate beings, empathy beings. We are connected to one another. We are connected to one another. And what we build, for the most part, is built for good. We find knowledge that would serve humanity with the intention of serving humanity. That is what we do. So we create, we build with an intention that it should serve a certain thing, a good thing. And then they take over what we have created. We've found the knowledge, we've built the thing, and then they take over. They do not create for themselves. And I would say, for the most part, we have actually freedom, quite a bit of freedom in the knowledge that we find in what we create, because they are standing back there and saying, well, it doesn't really matter. Whatever it is, we will find a way of turning it, to our advantage, because that's what they do. They just turn what is created to their advantage. They weaponize what we have created for good. That's all they do. So no, None of those things were created from the beginning with the idea, by us, with the idea that it should be done to rule over. We created it for good. And now we're being told, don't stand up for yourself, for your society, for your values, for what you have created. Yeah? Just let it all go to shit. Because that is evolution. No, it's not. That is a part of revolution. And I don't know, this world is not real anyway. Yeah? And don't go into anger, whatever you do. Do not go into anger. That is such a low vibration. Yeah? Just float up there and be happy, and know that everything does not matter. Because you are a beautiful being of light. And you can float up there in happiness, in the love of God. Yeah? And let everything go around you fall to pieces. None of that is true. We should stand up for what we have built, and yes, a certain amount of anger would serve us. These things these things were given to us so that they would serve us. There's strength in anger. There's an energy in anger that will create something. I'm not saying going into blind wrath. Shouldn't. Yeah, we're not dumb beasts, and we would be that if we go into that far. Too far. Too much of a good thing. But that is actually where they're driving us at the moment. Because they know who we are, and they know how we function, and we are denying ourselves, and we're not, saying it's bad. And they know how it can be used to their advantage. Play us like fiddles. Press our buttons. So, because everybody said, when will they tear this thing down? No, they won't. They are not going to tear down anything. They're waiting for us to do it. That we have become that deluded that we will actually tear down everything ourselves. Because then, first of all, they can come then and rescue us, and secondly, they can point out to us, that humanity has to be ruled over, because look what they are doing. Look what a human being is like. It's violent. It tears everything down. It must be ruled over. We must come into agreement with that, and we will. And we never forget about the point that they've driven us to that point deliberately. So knowledge of ourselves, folks. Knowledge of what is actually happening. Yeah? Disintegrating to mush is not an act of evolution. It's not. Not even for the butterfly. And we are not insects. Right, let's come to the spiritual awakening. As I said, during all times of tribulation, there was spiritual awakening. I mean, the spiritual awakening of Jesus, as it is, happened during a time of tribulation. Yeah, if we are pressed, we are looking for a savior somewhere else, out of this world. Again, it just shows what a human being actually is, and it's coming to awareness, yeah, that we are spiritual beings. It's something we haven't used in a long time because we didn't have to. Right, and it was suppressed, obviously. The knowledge. But what's happening at the moment, again, with the spiritual awakening, especially the oh so spiritual, yeah? We are being driven past the point. Yeah? It's that much energy that we're being driven, and we're in such, we're so pressed, we are, you know, it is just like this. You're pressing down something very hard into an unnatural state, and then when you let go, it flips out up into the air, which is not its natural state either. That's what's happening at the moment. Too far out. And really, those that are healed are the most, they have the greatest knowledge. They are the real spiritual ones. They're out of their head. I mean, they're literally out of their head. And what they are saying is of no use to anybody. That's why it's allowed. That's why it's being promoted. Yeah? And the likes of a David Icke. Oh, look, you know, he's not allowed to travel anywhere. He's been in prison. They make him a bloody martyr. So you listen to him a bit more. And the knowledge that he is bringing, I'm not saying it's not true. I'm saying it's of no bloody use whatsoever. And so are all the other inspired beings that bring us the knowledge. Too far out, of no use whatsoever, of no practical use in this world. And churches have been doing that for bloody centuries. Yeah? You sit there, you can't pay your rent, you know, they're teaching God knows what to your children in the schools. They're pressing you now that you're in a system where you have to take a medical treatment in order to be part of society. All of those things. So what is the thing that will save us? Well, the church will tell you must be bathed in the blood of Jesus, which, yeah, that is going to help. And and the others tell you, well, they are multidimensional beings in other dimensions. And how does that pay the rent? What use is that knowledge to me? None. None. Oh, they are so great. No, that is not greatness. Greatness is something that would build something here. That would create a change in this world. That would be greatness. A change that would actually benefit humanity. That would be greatness. That is not it. That is just another level of bullshit that the sheep can bleep endlessly. I say bullshit not because it's not true, but bullshit because it's of no use. So, where should we be going on? First of all, we should stand up for what we have built, for what we are and for what we have built. Because it was built by human beings for human beings with the best of intentions. Yeah? And it's not the institutions that are rotten. It's not the system, it's the people inside of the system. Yeah? We build a system that should do a certain thing, and there are people inside of the systems that do something different. Yeah? We've built a justice system in order to serve justice, and the people that are in the system do not serve justice, they serve a different intention. Same with the health service. People inside of the health service, or at least the managers and stuff like that, the higher, they are not there to heal. They serve a different intention. People in the education system are no longer there to educate. They serve a different intention. Yeah? And it is, again, do not tear the whole thing down. That is a revolution, and it will lead to us being ruled over. Because that's what it's designed to do. Get rid of the twats that are sitting in our systems and perverting what that system should do. Get rid of them. See where the problem actually is. And then again, let's build something that is good and that will sustain society. And that is the last bit. Because we have now become aware, and that is good. We have become aware that we are more than just the physical body. And again, that knowledge should serve here on earth. Jesus had a knowledge, and it served here on earth. They healed people with that knowledge. That was a knowledge that had a practical application in this world, and it did good. It served. And that is how far out we should go. And no further than that. But in order to do so, and here's the thing, for us to be in a position to go into ourselves, to actually find out what we are to a point where it will serve, we need to be in an environment that allows us the time and the space to do that. Again, many do not have the time and the space. And here's again the bullshitters, I'm sorry, that tout the far out idiocy, and that are raking it in, absolutely raking it in, and that are now sitting themselves in a place of relative comfort. And by the way, if you want to donate to my channel, feel free to do so. I could do with a bit more of the mundane stuff. I'm going under here, but I refuse to talk bullshit in order to get it. So there we are. They are sitting now in relative comfort, which again detaches them from the reality of most other people. So they are no longer grounded in reality. They're already elevated, physically elevated, a few steps out of it. And from that perception, you can go far out. I mean, most spiritual teachers in this world, whether you have Buddhist monks, they create environments for themselves where they can have the time, the space, and the security, the feeling of security, where they can, expand spiritually. But the environment has to be there to facilitate that. So again, if we are building a world where all of humanity does actually go through a real spiritual evolution, we need to create an environment that will facilitate that happening for all. And again, for that, we need the system that sustains us, the physical system that sustains us. And we are about to tear it down. And I said, that is what they are waiting for. They're waiting for us. We are the ones they are waiting for. That we lose the plot completely and tear it all down. Can we please stay grounded? Can we please stop endlessly repeating stuff without thinking about it? As I said, the bloody butterfly thing. If you thought about it, it is an exception in this world. They are insects, we are not, and it's not even an act of evolution. That is the way they're feeding our minds. And we run with it. Can we please stop running and see what the situation we're actually in for the most part, we are in a revolution, and it will do what revolutions do. And yes, if we really want to go into where we are truly spiritual beings and the knowledge is in all, we need to have an environment that gives us the space to do that. And as I said, if this goes through, this revolution goes through, what comes after that will make that space in which we can be spiritual beings, it will make that space even smaller than it is now, if it is not taking it away completely. Because that is what this is designed to do. Anyway, folks, here I leave it at that for today, and I talk to you again soon. Bye.